So he gets the opportunity to be the big boss, but eventually this relationship starts to crumble a little bit. David Crockett is on record as saying, I think Eric and Rick got along for a period of time, but then Eric's ego seemed to get in the way. He was a creative person, but he put himself on television. He made himself the boss of the NWO after a while, and he wasn't able to step back and keep things at arm's length. It was just like Dusty. And Hogan was Eric's guy, so Rick was left as the weak sister. As one of the boys, what was your reaction to seeing that Eric is now making himself a television character and making himself the quote unquote boss of the NWO?
Double-edged sword. The story itself that the boss of the company had now jumped ship and was NWO, for the wrestling fan sitting there going, Jesus Christ, that's going to wield a lot of power. How are the WCW guys going to be able to keep up with that when he has all that stroke? They know he's the boss. He's going to be able to pull a ton of strings to get the advantage. You know, how is WCW going to survive? And that would have been my concerns as a wrestling fan. Now, is it easy to get caught up when you got full arenas and they're booing the piss out of you? And the NWO guys, some nights they were the baby faces. Some nights they were the heels, and there was trash being thrown on them. They were getting trash thrown on them. It got pretty hairy, you know, a lot of nights. But if you're in that position as a human being and you've never been in that position before, and Eric as talent had never been in that position before, to be that hot and be a part of that red hot crowd each and every television show, I imagine it would take over. It would sway your thought process a little bit. It would be hard to always do the right thing company-wise for the business when you feel like this NWO, which is, you know, your creation, is on fire and it's kicking ass and it ain't broke. Then why not support it 100%? I can see that, obviously. Do I think sometimes that might have clouded some of his big decisions? Maybe. I mean, time will tell. Who knows? We were very, very successful as a company, and that's really all that mattered at the time.
But when you're, you know, after the shows, making towns, riding along with the other boys, grab a 6-pack of beer, you're going to rebook the territory, as we fans have always heard. I mean, is this stuck in anybody's craw? Are you hearing from Rick about this? You know, we've heard that Rick was pretty vocal once upon a time with the way Dusty was booking him and the Horsemen to win, or I guess not win, in Jim Crockett Promotions. Was there any frustration on the account of, well, goddamn, now the boss is the top heel?
If you know Rick, and you really know Rick, this will make sense to you. Rick, and I've said in previous podcasts, was one of the only guys to have a relationship, and a real relationship, with Jimmy Crockett, besides Dusty. A lot of that was sparring back and forth between Dusty and Rick to get Jimmy's attention and be Jimmy's best buddy. I think Rick, he was so high on Eric that when he brought, you know, helped in his mind, and it was probably accurate, he pushed for Eric. Eric got the job because Rick had a lot of influence. Rick wanted to be Eric's number one guy. And when Hogan arrived, that took a lot of the steam off of Rick and Eric's relationship. I think it hurt his feelings. I think it probably pissed him off. And, you know, then they never recovered because Rick was instrumental in pushing for Hogan as well. I mean, that little bit I do know. So I was always traveling by myself, and I couldn't have I didn't travel with Rick all the time because I had a different time I had to be there and had to be there till the end and all that stuff. So I was alone with my own thoughts a lot of times about this and where the NWO was going company-wise, and how much was too much and maybe that wasn't enough or whatever the circumstances are. We're all Monday morning bookers and we all think we're brilliant.